Hello everyone, my name is ArcaneAlice and welcome to my Let's Play Survival series. I hope you enjoyed that little intro. We've been fishing trying to get a mending book or really just any good loot. And well, guess what? We didn't get any. So let's take a look at what we did get though. I mean, we got a bow, and the bow is not bad. We can repair that, and that will be a decent bow. But the rest of this stuff is pretty much junk, except for maybe the pufferfish we might use to make potions later. But that's it. So that means we're probably better off just going to find some villagers and getting something set up with them so we can get a little trading hall and just get all the books that we need. But that's not going to be in this episode. But see that guy back there? Now, he could be useful in this episode. Maybe. Let's take a look. So this guy kind of snuck up while I was fishing, and I just threw a boat down to catch him, and check this out. He actually does sell a couple dyes that could be useful, like the brown dye I might use today because we are going to be dyeing some wool and things. The cornflower as well could be useful, and you know, gunpowder is always useful, and nobody needs birch saplings. So you know, if you didn't have those other things, just because you had that birch, I might have just left you. Nah, I'd have saved you. Okay, so let's go over everything that we want to do today. And it's a lot. It's a lot. This is going to be a big episode. There's going to be a whole bunch of time lapses, and I do apologize for that, but we got a lot of work to do, people. So today's goal is to finish the docks. We're going to finish the docks today. Well, most of the docks. We're going to get everything up top built, and we're going to go down to the second level and kind of work on that a little bit, and maybe we can get down to the lower docks down in the bottom and try to finish up down here. I don't think we're going to have enough time, but we can try, but I'm not promising it because it's going to be a crazy episode. I'm doing things in this one that I've never done before, and that is going to be our first project, which is building a crane. Never done a crane before. So here we go. I'm going to try and time lapse it, maybe. Don't know. And then we're going to build another crane. So we're going to build two cranes up top, kind of like we discussed in the first couple episodes. And then I also want to do like a big flower bed around the end and a bunch of other things. And we'll probably go over a few of these as the projects are going on. And then I want to come down to the lower level. And, you know, once we get down there, I'll kind of discuss everything that I want to do down there as well. But there's so much to do today, so what I really want to do, I know we just had that intro, I want to jump in and go ahead and get one of these cranes knocked out and see what we can get done, and really get this episode going and really get started on everything, because I'm super excited for this one. This is really going to start tying everything in from where we started, so there's nothing really left to do except let's get started. Come with me. Come on. Let's go build a crane. It'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's gonna look amazing, right? So right up here is where we started building everything, and this is where we're gonna continue today. But I do have a surprise right here in this chest that I want to show you. So here we have all the new tough blocks, which means that this world has been updated to 1.21, which also means that we have access to all the new blocks, we have access to all the new redstone components, and we can do the trial chambers wherever they may be in this world, and definitely whenever we're ready, because right now we're not. But we're going to get there. So that's the big surprise that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting because there's a few mods that just weren't ready yet, and there's still a few that aren't, but we have enough where we can continue. So we went ahead and updated the world, and I'm super excited about it. Okay everyone, here we are at Crane 1, and this is where we're going to start building today. So let's go ahead and jump into a small time lapse and get this first one knocked out. Welcome back everyone. I did build the crane, but I did not do a time lapse video. This is the first crane I've ever tried to build, and it was a little more tedious than I expected, and I just don't think that the time lapse would come out well. So let's go ahead and jump into FreeCam and I'll show you what we've got built so far. So here's our crane design, and what I did was I looked through a bunch of different Google images and kind of just pieced them all together and created this. So starting here at the back, we have our little weight that will control kind of, the up and down pitch of the arm. Then we've got our chains going down to hold the hoist and the crate and all of the cargo. I've done a little bit of legwork down here trying to give it a little bit of an anchorage point, but I think I'm going to change these out to walls because I just don't like the way that the fences look. They look a little too thin for trying to hold this big thing up, so we'll probably change those out. And I've got to get a few more items. I need some string so that I can do the little piece that goes right here. But other than that, I think it looks really nice. I think it's going to set really well once we finish all this and do a little bit more texture work down on these walls. But for now, we're going to move right on over here and get this second crane built. And again, I don't know if I'm going to do a time lapse. Probably not, because we're doing so much today, and these cranes are quite the project. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one built. I'll be back and show you this, and then we'll move on over to this area over here where we can finally start doing all of our gardens and really make this area look like it's alive and not just so dead and gray. So I'll be right back, and I'll see y'all in just a moment. Well everyone, that's crane 2 done. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. So with this crane right here, what I did was I went with a completely different design than I did with that one, and a different color palette, and I used a lot more of the tough blocks here, and I really like the way that these tough blocks work. I just cannot wait to start using these in more of my builds. So again, we've just got a simple crane. We've got some of the cargo here being hoisted up, and we still have this cave over here, and I'm still going to leave that. I need to take it back and shave it just a little bit more so that it makes sense for the crane to be able to swing a little bit, but we are going to leave it. We're just going to push it a little bit back. Okay, now that all the cranes are done, we're going to go ahead and continue to work up here, and we're going to get all of this finished and terraformed, and we've got a lot of flower beds to put in, and we've got a lot of gardening to do, so let's get it done. And I'll meet y'all right back here once it's finished. Alright everyone, up here next to the inn, it's starting to look really nice. Let me walk around and show you what we've done so far before we head down and start on the next project. So we're going to start over here by the first crane that we built, and as you can see, I've added some storage, a couple barrels, a few chests, done some work on the floor, and added some walls as well, and that kind of continues on all the way through. But I just want to take a moment and just look at this. This is going to be, once this is all done and we've got stuff all out here, this is going to look so nice. Anyway, we'll continue on this way, and as you can see, the floor just continues as it was, same as there, and it'll wrap right on around. We've pushed this cave back as we were talking about, and I'll show you in just a moment why I wanted to keep this cave so much in the beginning. And then as we go around this corner, we have more storage here for the crane to pick up and drop off, and hopefully whenever we get a ship here, or someone, anyone. As it wraps on around here, we have a little bit more storage. I want to tuck this in just a little bit, kind of dig this out a little bit, make this almost kind of like another little storage cove like we have down there. I kind of want to incorporate that up here as well. I've added these stairs that lead up to the next level, and that's a project that we're going to continue in a couple more episodes. It's going to be a little ways away, but we already have it set now because I had to finish this down here. So we've got a nice platform up there, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. But we want to continue on and look at all the details that we've put down here. So I've added a bunch of flower beds here at the front of the inn, and this just gives it a nice little bright look, and I've just randomized the flowers, and eventually I'd like to get some pod soil or something else in here and kind of put some of that around, but we need to get silk touch first, so we don't have access to that yet. So our next stop is going to be this archway. I wanted to create kind of this visual look right here where when you come around the corner, your eye immediately attracts to here. And I didn't want to add too many of the azaleas, cherry leaves, Alice, because I didn't want too many of these particles around, but it's just enough where it brings your attention to there so that you know to come through here. And then here we have another little secret garden hidden behind all these bushes, and we have another little flower bed, and I've created this kind of little gazebo flower bed here as a little statement point, just a little focal point, and you can see we've got some leaves tucked in there, and we've got some lanterns up there, and it sounds like my dogs are having a fantastic time. So again, we've added some trees and a couple more flower beds, just trying to add a little bit more color to the area, because again, remember, it was so much in that grayscale that we want to kind of bring it out of that, even though the backdrop is still that grayscale. Adding a little bit of color and adding a couple variant blocks, it really does do a whole lot to the area. I've also added a little pond over here, so you know, we have a little fish pond, which is really nice. It's a nice little detail, and I think it adds a lot to the area. It kind of breaks up that stagnant kind of look, and it gives a little bit of motion with the water. And in Minecraft, motion is the hardest thing to create, and that is why it's so hard to actually bring life to a build. Which is another reason why I like to use some of the shader packs and things that give the leaves a little bit of a motion, and gives the water a little bit of motion as well, along with the grass and the other things. The motion brings life to Minecraft, and that's again the hardest thing to recreate. And throughout this build, we'll be using a couple little techniques, and I'm going to be trying a couple experimental things that I've been wondering if it would work and if it would actually kind of show the way that I want it to. So we'll see as that time comes, but for now, this is what we have. We'll head around to the back and I'll show you back here. So again, back here, there's not much going on. I've added a little bit of flower detail just to kind of give you a little bit more color. I've added some storage back here in the corner, and I've added a lot of storage here, which is actually the storage for all this project. I've tried to organize it, you know, a little bit. But as you're building all this stuff, you know, it happens, you get what you get, and I think I've done pretty well keeping everything organized. So let's head on back over for a moment to that cave. I wanted to show you a little something with that. So here we are at that cave that I wanted to keep so much, that's right here by this the second crane that we built. And let's just head on up in the cave real quick. Again, we want to work on all of this here, kind of make it look a little bit better and a little easier to get in and out, because the workers don't want to do this all the time, right? So we'll get some stairs put in here, and we'll carve this out a little bit to make it easier to get up. But once you're up here, you have a few options. The cave continues on up that way, so there's a lot we can do with that there. And also over here, it continues pretty far down. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's... that happened. That happened. Okay, give me a moment and I'll be right back with you. Wow, that was a long way down. But hey, we got all of our stuff at least. Now we have to head back up. Anyway, I was gonna say that this hole is really deep and we could use it for something. Maybe put a little mine in here next to the inn. But now all I want to do is get out of this hole. Nope, nope, you're the one that killed me last time. No, you're not gonna kill me again. Yeah, y'all fight it out. And now that we have all our stuff back, I can show you the final bit, which is really just this platform here. And this will be continuing on with the village. Again, it'll go up there as well. And this will be much, much later, probably 4 or 5 episodes from now. We have a lot more to do. This may even be longer than that. We want to, again, try to finish up all this. And we have some other stuff over there that we need to do. And we definitely need to start working on our farms and getting all of our stuff together, like villagers and trades and everything, so that we can make our job a little bit easier while we're doing all this. So right here on this platform on the last episode, we said that we were going to figure out what we were going to put here. It was either going to be a statue or a water feature. Well, I don't know. I still don't know. I have no clue, and I don't know if we're going to get to it this episode because we have so much else to do, but maybe, as a question mark, maybe. Let's head on down here and we'll look at the bottom section real quick, and I kind of show you what's going on here because there's a few things that we're going to do down here. So right here we're going to be doing a building of some sort. I definitely want it to be something to do with the fishing area. So I'd like to do kind of like a meat market right here or something like that that would sell kind of the fish that would be coming in, the catch of the day. That kind of thing. Anyway, right here we're going to have a bunch of different decorations, crates and barrels and stuff like that, trying to give it the look of a working dock. Up here in this back corner we're going to do the outdoor shops. So we're going to have different stalls kind of lined against this wall right here, selling different things. We'll probably do maybe the tops of them in wool, give it that like classic design look a little bit, and then it'll just be our outdoor shops. Alright everyone, let's go ahead and get started on the last phase, which is this section down here. We were going to do the docks today. I just don't think we're going to be able to get to it in this episode. I'll see if we can at the end. We'll see how long this section takes us here. But let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse, maybe? I don't know. Roll it. Wow, everybody, this place is really starting to come together and it's starting to look really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look around and I'll show you everything that we've done. And well, it's not quite done, but we'll finish it up as we go. We still need a lot of resources and it's still pretty early game as I said, but here we go. Let's take a look at everything that we've done. We'll start right here on the stairs. The walls are the same pattern as everything else, so it kind of just flows heading down. We've used fences and lanterns to just give a little bit of light on these walls here, and changed up the floor a little bit, adding just a little bit more mud as we go down, and then that kind of continues on down this way, just because you're going to be down there at the water and you're going to be getting everything wet as you're bringing everything up. So you know, the further down you go, we're going to have more mud, more wet kind of situations and things. So that's just kind of how the path is laid out. And as we move up here, we'll start at the back and work our way back out here to the front. So back here we have two little shops. One is almost done and one I haven't really started yet. I've just put a little bit of detail into it. So this one over here will be selling pumpkins and melons. And again, we've got to do a little bit of work in here, but it's looking pretty good for what it is. And then we've put another one here. This one will be flowers and bushes and things like that. And if you notice, I've done this texturing, like this little, well, not texturing, but this patterning here on the wall. And I really like it just kind of interchanging out the logs here and there. And I think that kind of works. So again, over here, we've done, you know, a little bit of brickwork and changed up a few things and did it down here too. So everything kind of flows really good. It keeps that backdrop stays the same from all the way up there down to here. And we just change little things like the way that the path changes on its way down and things like that. And I think it kind of ties everything together really well with up there leading down here. And again, we've just used the fences and the lanterns to give us a little bit of light and a little bit of detail with it poking out of the wall, because I don't want everything flat. We've got another banner, which means we've got another head up there. We've done a little bit with the flowers down here, but I didn't want to bring too much of that down here. Because that's supposed to be an area up here where it's more for visitors and guests just to kind of relax and enjoy the area, enjoy the view. Down here is more kind of the business end of everything, so it's not going to have as many flowers and nice pretty ponds and stuff, but it does have a function, and that's really what we're looking for. So right here, this is where we decided to put the butcher shop, and what I decided to do instead was actually make it into two shops. So we have tools on one side and we have meats on the other. And it really works to kind of divide it up and use this space for more than one shop, because I just thought that one shop in this area, that's a lot of real estate. That's a lot of real estate for one shop in this tiny little area here. And I kind of want to squeeze in as much as I can. And I want to add a bunch more details later, but we'll kind of get to that as we go. So right in here, I haven't done anything to the tools side, and that's because I'm starting to learn how to mess with armor stands. And it definitely has a learning curve for anybody that's ever messed with it for their first time. But I think it came out pretty well. I've set up this scene here, so I've got some meats hanging from the ceiling, and we've got, you know, a few sitting out ready for customers to come by and purchase. We've got these back here, so I was gonna look up like a design, but then I thought, why not just wing it, right? And so that's what I went with, and these are our stoves. I threw some campfires on the top with the invisible item frames, and I think from a distance it kind of gives that look, especially because we used animation for the flames, so it really looks kind of like there's an open flame there ready just to throw the meat on there. And we just okay, I've got to lock these. I forgot to lock them, but I think yes. So I've got to go back and lock all these, but if I come over here carefully and open this, we can still use it. And look, you know, it's functioning. Yeah, definitely got to lock all these guys. Okay, so if we head out this way, we've got this nice little view with this balcony. And this is going to look really good because this is something that I have been inspired by watching all the hermits here lately. And they're on this tree kick, right? And at first I was like, okay, you know, custom trees, that's the thing, and it looks nice. But then I started really looking at it and I was like, you know, they're right. Of course they're right. But this is nice. This is pretty. This is cute. But the backdrop with some custom trees, I think would look really nice. So what we're gonna do is, and definitely not this episode, but I want to start working on everything that we kind of see around this area here, and kind of transform this area, little bits at a time. Like, we're not gonna take on this whole piece. We might do like a little piece here, and then maybe a little piece here in each video. But in each video, I kind of want to chip away at it and start really working on the terrain and these trees, just to give us a nice view of this area, because that's really what we settled down in this area for, right? Nice views and the ocean air and the beautiful mountain backdrops. We've got to spice it up a little bit, you know? I also want to get a path built from this town on up to our farms and everything, so we can kind of start getting this terrain worked out too, because it is a little chunky and I think it just needs to be smoothed out a little bit and a clear path put, because I'm really tired of jumping up and down that. I've been jumping up and down that for weeks. Actually, at this point, months. Like 2 months I've been jumping up and down that. That's ridiculous. We're gonna do something about that. So that's kind of going to be the next episode. Is we're going to work on a little bit of infrastructure. We're going to work on getting some other things straightened out that definitely need to be handled. But yeah, this is the area. I think it works for what we're trying to go for here, and we'll continue down here in further episodes as well. We just ran out of time, and we just did not have enough time to get down here. But that's okay. I mean, look how much we've gotten done. Oh no. Don't drown, Alice. Don't drown. Okay, so we've gotten a lot done, and now I kind of want to talk about future episodes and what we really want to do. But first, where do we want... You know what? We created it. We built it for a purpose. Let's use it. Let's go right over here, through our little archway, and sit on our bench. This episode has been a ton of fun to build, and we've gotten all this stuff really kind of laid out and good groundwork for everything that we're doing over here. But there's something missing, and that's the tools and the infrastructure. We just don't have it. I have been going through so many diamonds and so much iron that it's crazy trying to get it all by hand. So I think what we need to do is we need to work on resources, and we need to work on infrastructure, which means villagers. We need an iron farm. We've got to get villagers, and that means we're going to have to do some exploring, because we need our enchants, and I am tired of trying to mess with basic tools. Also, we need wings, because we need to start flying around here so we can really start doing some stuff. So that means we need to start gearing up and getting ready to go to the end and fight the Ender Dragon. So that's kind of what's coming up in the next couple videos. Also, there's another problem with this area. Let me sleep, and we'll kind of go over what that issue is. And it's starting to become a really large issue, and it's something that we're just going to have to discuss. So what we've got to work on now is this ever-growing chest monster that is everywhere. We've got it over by the mines. We've got it over there by our little starter area. We've got it down here. There's a chest right here. They're everywhere. I mean, and I do mean everywhere, because we do have them for decorations. But look, all of this, we've just got storage everywhere and nothing organized. And it's starting to get to be a bit much. I keep moving resources from one location to another each time I do a little build. And that's actually kind of how I like to work. But the problem is I never move them back or take them away. And then a pile of mess gets left behind. So we really need to take care of this and get some sort of a storage area kind of designated and built out. And we need to find some villagers. We need to start getting our enchants up. We need to get ready to fight the dragon. I mean, we've got a lot to do, so I better get right to it. And until next time, I'll see y'all around, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
Game a girl in a virtual land, creating worlds with her. Battle, build, and create in this crafty world.